Have you ever played a mobile game and wondered why your battery drained from 100% to a 70% within a span of few minutes? The reason for this is not what you think it is. You stop blaming your phone, stop blaming the battery. As a game developer, I'll tell you why this can be happening. My name is Parth, I'm a game developer, and on this whiteboard, I'll explain you why mobile games actually consume battery behind the scenes. Think of your phone as a huge factory. Inside that factory, there's this application which is actually your game, and think of your game as a machinery. In order for that machinery to work perfectly, there are certain things which need to work in synchronization. So the synchronization consists of your CPU, your GPU, your RAM, and the network call in certain online based games, which actually drains more battery if they are working together because everything is interlinked with each other. First, let's go with CPU. What is the CPU actually doing? When you open a game, there are certain things which CPU has to handle. The AI, which is the enemy behaviors, the physics of the game, whatever players' movement, coordination, everything is done by the CPU. Enemy spawning rate. So in case there are multiple enemies which are spawning at certain positions, CPU looks at them as well. The animations, whatever animations are happening inside the game, like player movements, the collisions, everything is now being handled by the CPU. These are simultaneous processes done by CPU which can lead to a heavy load on your battery. Next comes the GPU, which is also one of the most important part inside any game. Colors, the vibrant colors or the materials you see inside the game, the beautiful materials are all handled by your GPU. The lightning, the shadows, the particle, the effects, game effects like you see those stars or any fancy effects happening inside the game, it's all handled by the GPU simultaneously. All the images, all the videos you see, all the characters, character colors, etc. you see inside the game, it's all handled by the GPU, which actually leads to using a lot of your battery. Next comes the FPS, which is also one of the most important part why your battery is draining. Certain mobiles use 30 FPS, which is 30 frames per second, that is 30 images loading in a second. Certain devices are having 60 FPS, which are 60 images, 120 FPS, which are like 120 images rendering in a single second, which is a huge toll on your battery if the game is heavy. So this can eventually lead for your battery to be drained as well. Then comes the internet, which is also one of the huge factors for your battery to drain. The internet is very important in multiplayer games like BGMI, where you have the chat options, player coordinates. So in order for synchronization to happen between two devices, each and every second or milliseconds, the player's position are being sent through internet to the server, which is then sent to the other device. All these synchronizations are happening parallelly every milliseconds. This eventually leads to your battery drainage because your internet is using a huge amount of battery while working on this process. When CPU and GPU work together, they eventually produce heat. No matter how good your device is, they will start to heat up because of all these factors like physics, animations, everything is working with internet. All of them are working parallelly each and every second together. This can lead to heat. What happens is there's a fallback mechanism in phones. In order to handle these heats, the phone goes into a safe mode, which means it starts lagging because it wants to cool itself so that it doesn't become disastrous. That's why even heat is one of the contributing factor for your battery to be drained. In case you are a developer or just a normal person looking at this video, what do we developers do to minimize all this? The very first thing we try to maintain is to use lower texture size. So any textures, any materials you see are the best quality, lowest of lowest they have selected. They can go higher, but sometimes in order to make the game less battery, they use these lower textures. Then we use a concept of object pooling, which means in case you are playing a game like Subway Surfers, which has infinite number of maps, the map is being reused again and again in order to keep the game flowing smoothly. The code which is written behind the scenes is well optimized as well. The developers make sure that code is working properly, they don't have any errors, they are compiled fast, which eventually leads to lesser battery drain. Even though it's not a main contributing factor, but it is also one of the most underrated factor which can also lead to battery draining. Next time when you feel your battery is draining faster, think of it as if there are CPU, GPU, RAM, everyone is working hard enough to keep the game at the best quality for you, and it is leading to the battery drainage. If you like this video, do follow for more such game dev related content.